We'll go ahead and start with you, Josh. You have your hand up.
Hey, Greg, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it.
Hey, Josh.
A little bit of a wild one for you guys there. How much of this is just sort of staying patient and being in a position to sort of try to take points whenever you got chances?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Even the message at halftime, because I could feel a little bit of the tension and the frustration. We didn't create a ton of chances in the first half, but as I said to the guys at halftime, listen, we're fine, right? It's 1-0. We're on the road. Let's get the emotion out of it and let's just be solid. We'll adjust. We'll get some guys on as we keep pressing and keep pushing for it. And I thought the guys did a good job. I thought the last 20 minutes or so we were definitely leaning on them, and when we put the ball in the back of the net a couple times, had a couple other decent looks, and I thought by and large the group managed the game pretty well. I thought in the first half we just had a really hard time given kind of the group to threaten them in the spaces behind. And so I feel like the pressure just kind of kept mounting on us a little bit in terms of them feeling a little more and more comfortable to step forward to us. And so part of it was us being able to get them to worry about the space behind them a little bit so that we could get between their lines and we could get across the field sometimes, things like that. So, but again, it's on the road. I thought it was a good performance in terms of just scrapping things out. JT made a couple of big saves, which you might need in the game like this, and we stuck with it, and we found a way down the stretch. A great goal by Lucas. He had a couple great runs there at the end where he broke that last line and gets the cross across on the one that hits Christian on the goal line, and then he obviously makes a hard run into the box on the header that he scores, and he almost has another header just a few minutes earlier. And so I thought his positioning and the work he was doing around the box was excellent. But to your point, I think that's it. That's sometimes us just playing the long game sometimes on the road and understanding that we don't have to win it right off the bat.
So many times this year, you guys have sort of been in that similar position as Houston, where you've been 1-0 or you've been 0-0, and you've sort of been not taking the chances that were really there. Because I think Houston probably left a couple goals out there. Maybe you guys did as well. I have to imagine it feels good to be on this side of things and maybe see everything play out the way that maybe you envisioned it a little bit.
I was happy. I mean, it felt a lot like the reverse of last year's last game here. If you remember the last game of the season when we could have won the Western Conference and we gave up that very late goal, it felt a lot like that, but in reverse, I agree. I think they had a couple chances to maybe get the second that could have made it a little more difficult. We managed to thwart those moments, and I felt we found ways to get more numbers high, to put the ball in some dangerous positions, get into wide areas where we could cross. So, I feel like it's a game that we've seen some of these go, against us over the course of the season. It was nice to get one to go a little bit more in our favor and to see the guys just keep battling till the end, especially in moments like this where we are in the season. Guys battled it all the way through.
And finally, for me, I think there in the last couple moments, you kept Maya up high.
Yeah.
That seemed to cause some problems. Is he the second striker in the making there?
Well, that's the second time. I mean, he had a big goal in LAFC. But it's the second time that we've been down the stretch there, and we need another target, another guy up top who we can play off of, who will win some balls in the air and keep some things alive. So when we're in that situation, then we should get used to seeing Maya up there and again keep giving us that target and keeping some things alive for us. So he set up a couple chances off of it.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, Damien.
Hey, Greg. Just want to get your thoughts on Lucas, that goal. What do you think that does for his confidence?
I think it's huge. I think he, he's had a tough time settling in here and there. Also for us, just trying to figure out what's the best role for him. Is it higher like he did tonight and he got into some great positions? Is it a little lower because he is a disruptor and he can tackle and he can break things up? And is it in the pivot position? Recently, we really kind of decided we like him a little higher and making those hard runs through where he has, a little more space to run and to operate, a little more freedom in some of his actions. For his confidence, I think it's huge. He's a guy he's felt it. He's felt the pressure of not totally settling in the way he wanted to, but he's always stuck with it. He's a great kid, and he's an eager learner, and he's a warrior. And tonight he battled to the end, and he got to some great spots. And so I like it because it also gives me, again, more information on him that he does get himself into good finishing positions, and he can bury things, and it's good information, and I'm sure it's great for him just mentally. He had a biggest smile on his face that I've seen in a while, and he came into the locker room and everybody cheered for him. So I think that's wonderful.
And then when you look at, you say you like a higher, like a lower, of course, I guess it's sort of looking toward the next year. If Ricky doesn't get back this year, next year, how do you see him fitting around Ricky? Him and Elijah, guys like that who are sort of versatile, playing lower, high, or out wide.
Yeah, I think when Ricky's there, we know Ricky likes to come down low and pick up the ball, get on the turn, play through the lines, and so it's important for us to have a player on the other opposite side of Ricky who can take up high positions, and he can present himself in the gaps and be a target for Ricky to play through, as well as when Gabe is wide and things like that. So it is a role that we need, and so between the two of them, sometimes we'll sit a guy lower and then we'll have to drop him out to create space for Ricky, and sometimes we can put him higher like we did last year, sometimes with Marco, and we play almost like a more traditional 4-3-3. So there's certainly room for what he did tonight with Ricky on the field, and there's room for guys to sit a little lower like Mark did at times last year too. We'll have to organize how we want players to move when Ricky comes on, because we have to create certain spaces for him and allow him the freedom to move where he likes to move. But it certainly plays into the big picture.
All right. Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Sophie.
Hey, Greg. Are you at that point where you kind of want the season to be over, or are you looking forward to these next few games, finding out more about the players you have and thinking towards next season as well, like taking advantage of that?
No, I'm definitely looking forward to these games. I think as you see, a game like tonight is huge for a player like Lucas to come on and to do something great that's going to build his confidence. I know he'll be super motivated as he goes through training this week. Like we need these types of little successes for these guys, and they'll come back in a better place as they start the season next year. So these minutes are huge for these guys. Mouty got some more minutes tonight. Lucas, Elijah, Harbor, and a slightly, again, the role he played against Colorado, but it's probably not his long-term role. But just getting out there and competing at this intensity level is great for him. Chris Rindolph got 90 more minutes. So these are super valuable minutes for these guys, and I look forward to working with them all the way through to whenever we have to break, and keep trying to move guys forward as we build on what they can bring for us in the short term, but also in the long term.
Have you started thinking about next season at all, or are you just immersed in kind of seeing what you can get out of the players for the next few games and less about kind of planning ahead?
No, I think, internally we're always discussing long-term sort of projections into next year. It's how does each player that's on our current roster play into the vision of where we want to be in 6 months and 12 months, things like that. And also what things do we really want to focus on the players that we have long-term plans for, like a Lucas, and others. It's just, so there's ongoing discussions, because it also informs the guys, with Will and his team up there as to what we need to be looking for as we build our roster into next year. But a lot of that is also dictated by what the guys who are currently on our roster can bring to the table as we go into next year. So these things are always ongoing. While my day-to-day is also, really focused on preparing these guys and preparing for the games and everything. But it never stops. Let's put it that way.
Thanks, Greg, and safe travels home.